Hello and welcome to this video. My name is David Thorne. In this video we're going to be installing and configuring a MariaDB server using Docker. With that said, let's get started. So I've done a little bit of housekeeping first of all, just to save a little bit of time, and I've pre-installed or pulled the MariaDB the image from Docker Hub using the tag 11.1. And if you're interested to know what I actually ran, I ran MariaDB tag 11.1, and that went off and pulled it, and I just did it for the sake of speeding this up. Now, why did I use 11.1? Why did I not use latest? Well, that's a good question. Is that you want full control over all of your software at all times, and you want to know the exact version that you've got installed, because you should just not go and do the latest, because you don't know which version you've got, and a good software developer or a server administrator and so on always knows exactly what version they are using of software. So if you want to update it, then explicitly update it to a specific version than just letting anything happen, because you need to test it, and that's not how the software development world actually works. Okay, so with that said, you can see that we've got no containers running, which is what we're going to do right now. Now, I'm not going to do that in the terminal. We're going to do it in a file because it makes it a lot easier. So I'm just going to touch a file called run.sh, and we're going to give that execution permissions. And now we can just open that one file up, and we can begin. And okay, so the first thing we want to do is docker run to say, hey, run this one image that we've got, and we want to run this as a daemon in the background. We're going to give this one container a host name. I like doing this because I don't like this number that it gives it, the hash ID it gives it. I like it to be explicit. So we're going to say MariaDB server .local as the host name. And now we're going to give it the name of MariaDB, so we can access it from outside. And next we want to say which port. So we're going to say, hey, listen on our local machine on port 3306, and we're going to map that to the containers ports of 3306. So the container is listening on port 3306. The next we want to do is some environment variables. Now, these are super important that you do these, because otherwise you're just going to have problems. And the first one that we're going to do is the root password. Now, we're just going to do a stupid password here, but make sure that it's a strong password. But I wouldn't even put it in a file like this. I would more put it in an actual environment and so on. But for the sake of instructional purposes, we're going to do it like this. Okay, otherwise we want to have the MariaDB a password. This is for the actual user as well. And the next one, we're going to say what the username is going to be by saying MariaDB_user, and we're just going to call it David. That's me. And then we're going to say what the database is going to be called. And in this scenario, we're going to say then something simple, and we're going to call it David_DB. Okay, that's pretty much it done. You could add a volume if you wanted to, but I'm not. But if we did want to, then it would be something along the lines of, let's just say the volume, and then that's going to be mapped to var lib mysql and so on here. But we're not going to do the volumes in this. This is all about persisting data. So basically, when we run this one container and we shut it down or we stop it, all of the data that's going to be within that container is going to be gone. All right, and if you want to persist all of that one data, it's always better to use a volume rather than to use like a binding mount to your one directory. There's Docker the documentation on Docker is quite good about this, but always use a volume rather than use an actual folder itself. So with that aside, let's now say which image we want to use, and we've already pulled it. So MariaDB 11.1. Now, if you hadn't pulled that, then this will be pulled with this one command. So we can save this now, and let's just have a quick look at it again to make sure we're correct. So docker run -d, which is going to run it in the background as a daemon. We're given a host name of MariaDB-server.local. And then the name of it's going to be MariaDB, port 3306, root password 123456, The user password is then the same password. The user is David, and the database is David_DB, and we are running MariaDB 11.1. So with that said, everything should run perfectly fine. And as you can see, we get our hash, and if we do docker ps, we can see that it's up and running with the ports that we wanted, and it's got the right image that we wanted as well, and it's got the name that we wanted too. Now, I like just to be certain it's actually running even after I've run that. We can see it's up again, and we keep going, it's still up. So it shows it doesn't have any problems and it hasn't exited. If it had exited, it would have said exited here 19 seconds ago, but it hasn't. So now we know it's up and running. So now we want to do a little bit of housekeeping with our container. So we want to say docker execute or exec, and we want to say interactive, and we're going to go inside of our container, and we're going to execute the bash command inside of that container, which takes us in. And as you can see here, we've got a host name now of MariaDB-server, which is a lot more pretty than some random number there. Okay, so let's now come into MariaDB, and we can say then the user is then root and -p, and we give our super strong password of 123456. And just for the sake of showing the version that's installed, we can see that 11.1.2 here is installed. All good. Now we know what grants the root user has. It's got all of the privileges with grant option 2. Now, if we show what the grants are for David at wildcard, you can see here we've got usage rather than all, and that doesn't have with grant option, which is what we essentially want. We don't want it to have grant option, because that would mean that you could grant, if David had that, I mean, I could grant other people these privileges. However, this David user does have all privileges on this one database. So it can do anything on this one database. Now, I want to give David user a little bit more privileges than that. I want him to be able to administrate at least all other databases too, but I don't want David to be able to grant privileges to other people. So he can update and delete other stuff here, but he can't actually grant stuff. And how do we do that? Well, we say grant all ***. So grant all on all databases, on all tables, to David at wildcard. Right. So now we know that David, if we run the command again, we can see now that David's got grant all privileges on his database and all privileges on all databases. This means now I can read and write to everything. Right. Now, the other little bit of housekeeping that we've got to do is we've got to restrict our root user from being able to access it through the local host. All right, so if we just select host and user from MySQL user, we can see here that David can access it with wildcard, and so can root. Well, we don't mind this root localhost down here, but we definitely don't want it on here. Right, so we're just going to say drop user, and we're going to say the root user with the wildcard, and we run this again. Now only David can run on a wildcard, but root can access it through a local host. All right, so with that said, let's exit here, and let's come in now as David, and just show grants once again, and we can see the same grants that we've got. And just for the sake of demonstration, you can see that I can create a database. Now, without this all privileges here, if we just had usage, this would not be allowed. Okay, you wouldn't be able to do that, right? And I would, with these privileges as well, I could actually delete the root user too here as well. All right, but we're not going to do that. But this shows that I've now got literally full control apart from grant privileges, right? So I can't grant other people. Okay, so let's exit out, and I want to show you roughly what I mean by this. Is that if we say docker execute, let's just go here. If we say docker execute, and we're going to say MariaDB, and we're going to say user root, right? But we're going to say host this time. We're going to say an IP address, so the loopback address instead, and then -p, and yeah, we need to actually say this one again. Sorry. Okay, and we put in the password, you can see now that the root is not allowed to access this. However, if we leave out this host and we do this again, you'll see that we're allowed, because that actually sent localhost with it, right? So, but because we on the other way, we sent the IP address, it did it differently, okay? But if we then send localhost, for example, here, we see we still get in, right? So as long as it's on localhost, it can come in. But this is Docker. If you were on another server, then you don't want that root user to be able to access it on that one server. Anyway, this is not really. This is going a little bit too deep into this, but you should now be able to then obviously access. If we could say David on here and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you now have full access to the one server. That's basically it for now in this one video. It's all just supposed to be to show you how to get the MariaDB installed and add a user and add the correct privileges that were required. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. If you do have any comments or feedbacks, then put them in the comments below. Now, I'm no super expert on this, but I just like doing these videos just to improve my own knowledge and hopefully pass on any knowledge to other people. So yeah, if you found something that I did wrong, please let me know, because that's why I do this type of stuff, to enhance my knowledge about software development, server administration, and so on. Otherwise, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and maybe there's a video on the screen right now that would be suggested to you to watch. Bye bye.